Now, from the Lowcountry's news leader, this is Live 5 News.
Right now, the president and first lady awaiting the results of COVID-19 tests. This comes after one of the president's aides tested positive for COVID-19. The president will follow the quarantine process. The aide, Hope Hicks. This comes after 2 days of traveling with the president to Ohio and Minnesota. Hicks was photographed without a mask after the president landed in Cleveland for the first presidential debate. A White House official says all contact tracing has been done. Here at home, we could see thousands of eviction filings by January after a nationwide temporary moratorium on COVID-related evictions is lifted. That, according to a new report by the National Council of State Housing Agencies. Tonight, one state lawmaker held a town hall to address the growing crisis and talk about possible solutions. Paula Tristan Arruda was there. And Paula, what did you learn from this?
Rob, tonight was an opportunity for elected officials and stakeholders to come together to figure out what needs to be changed. And so far, there's been a few ideas. Evictions have been a concern in South Carolina for years. But since the pandemic hit, more people need rental assistance.
I've been hearing a lot of stories about how, they've lost their job and they're unable to make rent because they have to choose between rent and taking care of a utility, or rent and food on the table.
Tonight, State Representative Marvin Pendarvis held a town hall in North Charleston as part of his tour on housing issues and initiatives. Local council members, organizations, and others affected by the issue came together for a conversation on how to fix it.
The reality of it is there are some challenges, there are some issues, but we both need to have, we being landlords and property managers and the tenants, both need to have an even playing field to ensure that we're just making sure that everybody's protected.
For McLeod, he's been on both ends of the issue and says he wants to see fairness.
No one wants to be put out, especially in the midst of a pandemic, but we also need to make sure that landlords are being able to pay their expenses and operate day to day just like any other individual.
One of a few solutions discussed.
A running theme is we need statewide housing courts. We need landlord or tenants to have the ability to have a right to counsel and representation when they go into court. And there's this idea of a mandatory mediation so that the parties could work out the issues before it has to get to an eviction.
Pendarvis also went to Berkeley County tonight, and he's set to visit the upstate next week. Reporting live in North Charleston, I'm Paola Tristan Arruda, Live 5 News.
A parking lot in West Ashley back open after police were called to investigate a suspicious package. Charleston police got the call for the package in the Total Wine parking lot around 8 tonight. That's on Ashley River Road. The explosive device team was called in and cleared the package a short while later. Police haven't yet let us know what that package was. An attorney for Charleston County has been nominated by President Trump to become a federal judge. The White House says the president is nominating Joseph Dawson to a post. Aside from serving the county as the attorney, he owns his own practice. Dawson graduated from the Citadel and the University of South Carolina School of Law. Boeing making big moves today. The company says it's moving all of its 787 Dreamliner production right here to North Charleston. Governor McMaster says the move is a testament to our hardworking people and the fact Boeing knows they'll have long-term success in the Palmetto State. But the governor of Washington State says the announcement is an insult. The aerospace company is pulling the 787 production out of Everett, Washington completely. Governor Jay Inslee says it'll cost about 1,000 jobs. The company never worked with him, he says, to try and stick around.
The Boeing company never asked or suggested to the state of Washington anything that we could do to assure continued production of this airplane.
Boeing officials say the move to the North Charleston plant should happen by the middle of next year. However, the future of another big part of South Carolina in jeopardy. Today, state and military officials met to discuss the fate of Parris Island. That's a Marine Corps training facility down in Beaufort County. Right now, Marine officials are considering closing the outpost as well as another training facility in San Diego to create an entirely new base for boot camp. This was all prompted by the signing of the National Defense Authorization Act, which requires the Marines to ensure men and women could train together in the same platoon. Right now, men and women train separately. Governor McMaster says he wants to do whatever he can to keep it open.
Seems to me it's clear that Parris Island has all the advantages and none of the disadvantages that we need for if that decision is made to pick one or the other.
Parris Island officials say the base generates an economic impact of $700 million a year for the state. After the meeting on Parris Island, Governor McMaster told reporters he's set to lift some restrictions on restaurants soon. Right now, capacity is limited to 50% to help slow the spread of COVID-19. McMaster wants to lift the restriction and allow 100% capacity while still making masks mandatory. He says he'd encourage people to stay outside as much as they can. Now, that decision comes as state health officials say there are nearly 230 new COVID-19 cases in our state, as well as 20 more deaths. The health department says the number is low again because they're changing how test results are reported electronically. The total number today are the only positive tests reported by fax or email. We're expecting an update on the number of cases in South Carolina schools tomorrow. All right, heading outside, take a look at West Ashley there. Gorgeous night all across the Lowcountry, and those cooler temperatures are set to stick around for the near future. Our Chief Meteorologist Bill Walsh standing by in the First Alert Weather Center. The 70s, Bill. They seem to be back.
They're back and they're to stay. In fact, it's going to be nice and cool tonight on a beautiful clear night. Did you see that moon come up tonight? Oh my goodness, a beautiful full moon out there. And as you take a look at Super Doppler Max, it's pretty quiet out there, and that's good news. We do have a cold front. Gave you the first alert to this earlier with Joey at lunchtime, and Stephanie and I were talking about this earlier in the day, and you can see that cooler air filtering in. Overnight tonight, we're back into the mid to upper 50s, back on over toward, say, Monk's Corner, out to Somerville, about 58 out to Walterboro. Still some 50s out of the coast. By early, around 6 a.m., we'll be right there at the bus stop with mainly clear skies and around 56 to 57. 7 o'clock, about 58. 8 o'clock, about 61 degrees. That's a nice kickoff to your Friday. In fact, coming up for us right here in a few more minutes, we're going to talk about the next big weather thing. And of course, you know what that is. Tomorrow's Friday. We're talking about your weekend forecast. A lot more to talk about. How long will this great weather last? Well, hey, we'll tell you. Don't go to bed just yet.
October marks Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and tonight, one Lowcountry hospital lighting up pink to raise awareness. You're going to help me count it down right after the break. October marks Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is estimated that more than 42,000 people will lose their battles with cancer this year. Many hospitals across the Lowcountry are raising awareness, including Trident Medical Center. Every night this month, they plan to light the outside of their hospital building pink. And tonight, Live 5 News has the honor of counting them down to flip the switch. And tonight, you're going to help me do that. If you've known anybody who's been diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, I want you to help me count down right now. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there it is. Trident Medical Center in North Charleston lit pink tonight for Breast Cancer Awareness Month to bring awareness to make sure that everyone gets checked and make sure that everyone's healthy. It's the third year the hospital is participating, and they're encouraging you to get your yearly mammogram and checkup. Now, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is this month. Wearing my pink tie. Panera is bringing back its Pink Ribbon Bagel campaign. Part of the proceeds from the bagel sales would go to the Roper St. Francis Foundation right here in the Lowcountry. It helps the hospital buy new 3D mammogram equipment and advance life-saving research. You can also support breast cancer awareness by signing up for this year's Komen Lowcountry Walk. The walk is set for October 24th. It's going virtual this year because of the pandemic. There are two different opening ceremonies at 9 in the morning and 2 p.m. If you'd like to sign up, the information, you'll find it under the big red box on live5news.com. Coming up next, setting inmates up for success. The Department of Corrections now set to start teaching computer coding. Why they say it's important to do so. On your side, tomorrow's the last day to register in person to vote in the upcoming November election. You must register at your county's voter registration office by 5 p.m. Here are another few important dates if you don't want to register in person. If you're registering online, you have until the end of Sunday. And if you want to register by mail, it has to be postmarked by Monday. If you live in the Dorchester District 2 school district and you plan on voting this November, you'll see 3 open seats for the school district board. Tonight, our very own Ann McGill sat down with the candidates on Facebook Live this evening. Those on the ballot discuss COVID-19 response and their aspirations for the role. If you missed the town hall and want to hear from the candidates yourself, the link is under the big red box on live5news.com. Dominion Energy has partnered up with Pesos, a Hispanic organization, to bring more information to the Latino and Hispanic community. They're doing outreach events in person or online in order to provide new resources to the community. They say the goal is to help reach those who are most affected during this time.
Unfortunately, scams are on the rise, and that's no different for a Hispanic or Latino community member, many of whom aren't sure about some of the telephone calls they may receive. And so by working with organizations like Pasos, we can help raise awareness of what processes should really be.
You know, partnering with Dominion Energy is so vital towards forward moving momentum for our community, and it's invaluable to have advocates and allies within larger systems, because that's how it's going to happen.
Dominion Energy now has a full site in Spanish. We'll provide the links and more information on Pasos on our website under the big red box. The South Carolina State Fair hours and more information have now been announced. The fair will be open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the State Fairgrounds in Columbia on October 20th and 21st. It's going to be different. Organizers say you'll drive through the fairgrounds this year to view special attractions that represent some of the exhibits that have captivated audiences over the years. An outdoor concert series in Mount Pleasant back for the month of October. Live Under the Oaks at Mount Pleasant Town Center got canceled this past spring because of COVID-19. But the bands will hit the stage every Thursday this month starting at 6 o'clock. Organizers say the event is built to put COVID-19 precautions first.
We have what we call our hula hoop circles, right? So we've made these areas that we placed on the grass and on the cement to ensure social distancing.
Organizers also ask you to wear your mask. The shows are completely free. For more information on the lineup this October, check out lowcountryweekend.com. And while you're there, make sure to cast your vote in our new Lowcountry Weekend Pizza Battle. 32 restaurants are now vying to get your vote for their pie. Here's a look at the first bracket of matchups. There are 5 rounds and you can vote once per day. The winner will be crowned about a month from now. Head to lowcountryweekend.com to cast your vote. The first round of voting starts, or will end rather, next week.
Now, your first alert forecast from Live 5 News.
You see how many pizza places were on that thing there? The brackets, right? I'm telling you right now. I think we'll have to check them out, Raphael, every single one of them, just to make sure that, you know. Hey, how you doing? That's exactly. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Wall. Thanks so much for staying up late with us here on a Thursday night, getting close to your weekend. I know it's late, but we're going to talk about nice weather for the weekend. Nice and cool when you wake up in the morning. You got to like that. First alert, Super Doppler Max. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what? It is quiet out there. Live the weekend, I think a lot of folks are. We'll be talking about, what, 74 for tomorrow, beautiful Friday, 75 on Saturday, 75 on Sunday. We did put that small chance of a shower at about 20% Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Again, that's if this coastal trough develops. It might spin a few clouds back along the beaches, so we'll keep you posted on that. But again, look at these 70s. You got to like these temperatures, nice and cool. Nice and comfortable. We'll take that for sure. By the way, we are on the app. If you don't have the app, you need to download it. It's absolutely free, 24 hours a day. And our iHeart radio stations join us in the morning on 103.5 WEZL, and in the afternoon, of course, with a pal, Rick Rush. Have a good night tonight. Raphael?
All right, Bill, thank you. Check it out. Coding in prison. Women serving time at a South Carolina Department of Corrections institution can soon learn how to code. Alicia Neves has the story.
We've got the lowest amount of people coming back to prison in the country right now, and that is because of programs that you're seeing here.
Beginning January 2021, women serving time at Camille Graham Correctional Institution can enroll for a coding class.
Pretty intensive. I mean, it's 5 days a week. It's just like school, 6 hours a day.
Brian Sterling, the director of the South Carolina Department of Corrections, signed the contract for the new class Monday. He says the idea came from other directors in Tennessee and Arizona. They told him every coding graduate found a job immediately after leaving prison.
It's 100% placement, and within 2 years, they could be making almost $90,000 after doing this. They'll start off a little bit lower than that, but the growth and potential for career is incredible.
Right now, there's a dire need for coders in South Carolina and across the country, especially for women. Girls Who Code, a national organization aiming to close the gender gap in computing, says the number of women joining the industry is declining. In 1995, 37% of computer scientists were women. Today, it's less than 24%. The one-year class at SCDC will start with 20 students who are serving for a short time or have a short time left on their sentence.
I think the majority of people that come to prison never want to come back. They want to better themselves, they want to be there for their families, and if they can get not just a job but a career with benefits and retirement and health care and things of that nature, they're not going to come back.
If the coding pilot program is successful, Sterling says the department will seek additional funds from state lawmakers for more reentry programs in the future. We also want to give a quick congratulations to former WCSC General Manager Rita Scott. Rita was honored for a role in the media at today's YWCA of Greater Charleston's annual What Women Bring event. The organization aims to empower women and end racism. Congratulations once again to Rita, my former boss. She gave me my job here. Love you, Rita.
Now, from the Lowcountry's news leader, it's time for the George Sink Sports Desk.
Good evening, everybody. We'll begin with high school football, and once again, the week's action kicking off on a Thursday. The big match over in North Charleston, where the Cougars trying to shake off an opening week loss to Hanahan, but another tough test on the schedule for North Charleston tonight, facing off against Joe Call and Oceanside Collegiate. We start off in the first quarter. Land Sharks threatening already. Vaughn Blue takes the handoff, goes between the tackles, and takes it in from 9 yards out. Land Sharks taking the early lead. Next Oceanside drive, it's going to be Rhett Powell on the counter, finds some space, and rumbles in for another Oceanside touchdown. They take an early 14-0 lead. Still in the first, Blue takes it left, cuts back inside, hurdles a man on his way into the end zone for another score. Land Sharks rolling after just one quarter. Second quarter, all gas and no brakes for Blue. He finds a seam and goes untouched in for the long touchdown, his third of the half. Land Sharks cruising 27-0. Blue rushed for 70 yards and 3 touchdowns on the night. After a Cougars 3-and-out, Land Sharks back to work. Garrison Kepley airs it out to Rico Harrell, not a defender in sight. Tack on another Oceanside touchdown. Kepley threw for 84 yards on the night. Land Sharks sticking with the ground game. This time, Lamar Prelude gets the call. He's going to break free for another long Oceanside touchdown. North Charleston in disbelief. He'd rushed for 82 yards and 2 scores. Closing minutes of the half. How about one more for good measure? Powell again, his second of the game. Oceanside cruises tonight to a victory, 62-0 over North Charleston.
You know, I thought last week, as a team, we played kind of sloppy. We had a lot of penalties last week, and, we had a couple of turnovers. So to come out and just to see our offense execute and our defense continue to step up. The defense played great last week. They played great again tonight, and getting those stops and just getting the ball on offense and kind of getting to a rhythm on offense. That was nice.
At the Skeeza level, Dorchester Academy going for their third win in a row, playing host to Calhoun Academy tonight. Start off first drive of the game for the Raiders, Hunter Hartzog. Going up the middle, and he gets in for the touchdown. And just like that, Dorchester Academy goes on top 8-0. Cavaliers answer on their first drive. The handoff to Andrew Tucker. He's going to muscle his way in for the score. Conversion no good. Raiders still on top 8-6. Second quarter, Ben Singletary goes up the middle, spins between 2 defenders, finally brought down inside the 5-yard line. Very next play, Singletary getting in for the score this time, extending the lead to 16-6. Under a minute to go in the first half, Brody Marchand going back to pass for Dorchester Academy. Fakes going one way, looks the other, and finds a wide open Hunter Hartzog. And Hartzog picks up some big yardage, crosses over midfield, loses a tackler there, and then another one before he's finally brought down. But on the final play of the half, Marchand would get picked off in the end zone. Didn't matter though. Dorchester Academy comes away with the win, 30-12. They are now 3-3 on the season. To baseball, Braves facing the Reds, trying to advance in a playoff series for the first time since 2001 today. Top of the fifth, Ian Anderson got the start of the mound, and he was great all day. Scoreless in the fifth after that strikeout. Bottom of the fifth, Ronald Acuna. A base hit into left center. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Austin Riley coming around all the way from first to score. Puts the Braves on top 1-0. Top of the sixth, Anderson gets another strikeout here, looking to end his day with 9 strikeouts. Braves still up 1-0. Bottom of the eighth, Marcell Ozuna crushes one into left, a 2-run homer. Braves go up 3-0. He would stop and take a pretend selfie right there along the first base line. Braves get the win today, 5-0. They are moving on to the next round for the first time since 2001. That's going to do it for sports. Let's go back into the studio.
All right, Kev, thanks so much. 74 for tomorrow, a good-looking Friday, plenty of sunshine, perfect fall day. Looks good in the morning as well, nice and cool. And then Saturday, Sunday, not bad, some mid-70s, maybe a few clouds. Sunday, Monday along the coast, small chance of a shower then, but again, we'll just keep an eye on the modeling on that one. But bottom line is a couple of nice days on the way. Perfect Friday weather, sunny, dry, and cool.
You know, it doesn't happen all the time. I got to poke my chest out a little bit. William Lamar Prelo ran that touchdown at Oceanside. Known him since he was a kid. Great job.
Congrats.
Have a good night, everybody.